Yes, our clients who have now become our friends and supporters. So, since we're still on the topic of salary, what would be the ideal length of commanding this high salary? What if I suddenly become, a super person like 6 months ago? Will that qualify, or
Mm,
do I have to establish that I've been commanding a high salary for the last 1 to 10 years? Like,
that's a
what's
really, really great question. I think that if you look at the plain language meaning of the statute, an EB1A does not, uh, you know, so EB1A requires sustained claim, right? So sustained claim meaning it's done over a long period of time. So like recent acclaim, I think would be less, persuasive than sustained acclaim. However, there's a big difference between having, like, for example, a one-time award bonus, right? Even if it's a substantial sum, than to have like an adjustment in your regular compensation. So, if, for example, we're in August of 2022 at the time of this, recording, if one is given a salary amount in January of 2022, right? And this is like a dramatic increase in recognition for the work that he's or she's done over a sustained period of time. That I think is relevant and would be helpful to meeting the standards. At the same time, having that salary over a longer period of time would be even more advantageous. Ultimately, I think that the you need the best scenario is to at least have one full year of salary data that you can work with, and then you can kind of use as a comparative point of reference.
Oh, and one more, attorney, about the salary, right? Since, yeah, so guys can keep in mind that at least 1 year, right, to show the sustained claim of you having or commanding a high salary. And now, as far as like maybe the kind of evidence that USCIS will find suitable, and of course something that you can work with as an attorney, what do you think would be the best form of evidence to show that they really are commanding a high salary?
Yeah, I think the W-2 is the absolute best evidence because that is a document that is, official. It's provided for a reason other than filing for an immigration benefit. So, for example, if I get a letter from HR saying, if you grant this person an EB1A, in recognition of his extraordinary ability, he will be paid, $350,000, right?
Mhm.
That is not as that's not going to work, right? That's so like it's qualified language, right? Like there all these things have to happen in order for you to get it. Whereas on the other hand, if you have a W2, right? And the W2 is just going to have a dollar amount, and they don't necessarily need we don't need to give more information than necessary. I would just go with the W2 figures and then use that as a point of reference and compare it to others in the field. I would say that's the best proof of wages, right? Now, the problem I think that people have in their approach to filing for an EB1A or even, this particular criteria is they're thinking about it like, will I meet the criteria, right? Or how much do I have to earn in order to meet the criteria? That is not why salary is important. The reason why salary is important is because the information that you're presenting to the government demonstrates that you are among the foremost experts at the very highest level of your field, right? It How does it allow for your narrative to, be like make sense? It provides authenticity to your case. So if I'm arguing that uh, you know let's say Ravi, just to pick a random name, is the creator of the latest and greatest noise cancellation software. Then I say, oh, and his salary is maybe something like less than 40 or $50,000. Then I'm going to have zero credibility with an adjudicator, right? It does not make sense that a software engineer with operating at the very highest level of his or her field would be in that kind of salary range. they would probably be right, like in the upper echelons. So if that individual is commanding a $400,000 salary, then it brings home the point that this person is so valuable to the organization and has been recognized as providing this value, and everything else is going to make sense. Your case is going to be viewed with a high level of credibility, right? This is not about meeting criteria. This is about establishing that you are among the foremost experts within your area of endeavor. So that is why salary is important, with respect to all of the other attributes, is because you legitimize your claim to fame, right? You're saying like, this is why, I'm an important technology related contributor. And here's evidence that demonstrates I've been recognized as such based on salary, which nobody will overpay or be overpaid. Everyone is paid, relative to their contribution or, impact that they're
Abilities.
making.